Before you worry about today, remember, God's mercy has already gone ahead of you. This morning, before the world begins to stir, take a slow breath. Feel the quiet around you. Let the sunlight, still soft, still new, touch your face like a whisper from heaven. It's not just another sunrise. It's a divine reminder. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. The same God who kept the stars burning through the night has kept you too. And as you open your eyes to this new day, He's already written fresh mercy across your sky. There's something sacred about the morning. It's as if the world pauses between what was and what can be. The mistakes of yesterday lose their grip. The weight of regret begins to fall away. Even if you went to sleep with tears on your pillow, God's compassion has already been working in the dark, weaving grace into the threads of your tomorrow. That's what the prophet Jeremiah meant in Lamentations 3:22-23, that God's mercies are not a one-time gift. They flow daily, endlessly, like the waves that never stop reaching the shore. So, before you rush into the noise, linger here a moment. Let your heart remember you are not defined by what went wrong yesterday. The fight you lost, the words you wish you hadn't said, the doubts that kept circling your thoughts, all of that is met this morning by mercy. And mercy doesn't just forgive. It restores. It rebuilds. It breathes life into the broken corners of your heart. When God renews mercy, He's not just resetting the clock. He's recalibrating your soul. Every morning, heaven opens like a door, inviting you to walk in with all your imperfections and come out clothed in hope. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove you deserve it. Mercy is not a paycheck. It's a gift, a divine act of love that says, "You are still mine." Think about that. The same God who painted the sunrise knows the story of your heart. He knows where you've stumbled. He knows what you've tried to hide. And yet, He still calls you beloved. If you listen closely enough in the stillness of morning, you can almost hear Him whisper, "Yesterday is gone. Let's begin again." This is the beauty of God's mercy. It's not recycled. It's new. It's specific to today. Whatever this day will bring, mercy has already been poured into it. Before the first challenge rises, before the first temptation appears, before the first worry crosses your mind, mercy is there, waiting like a soft landing for a soul that sometimes trips. You may not know what this day holds, but you can know who holds it. And that truth is enough to bring peace to an anxious heart. The God who never sleeps was working while you rested. He was preparing what you need for the hours ahead. Strength for what feels impossible. Patience for what will test you. And joy that sneaks in where you least expect it. Maybe yesterday didn't go as planned. Maybe the week has already been heavy, and you woke up wondering if things will ever change. But this is your reminder. Every sunrise is God saying, "Try again, my child. I'm still here." So lift your eyes from what went wrong and fix them on the horizon of grace. Let hope stretch its limbs inside you again. Let your faith rise with the light. Because God didn't bring you into this new morning to live under yesterday's shadow. He brought you here to stand in His light. Mercy is not a concept. It's a person, Jesus Himself. When you woke up today, His presence was already near. The same gentle hands that calm the sea are guiding you even now. His compassion is not fragile. It's fierce. It chases you down when you wander. It covers you when you fall. It doesn't run out because His love doesn't run out. So as you begin your morning routine, as you pour your coffee, watch the sun climb, hear the birds begin their songs, remind yourself that each sound, each ray of light, is proof that God hasn't changed His mind about you. You are still His, You are still loved. You are still covered by mercy. And maybe that's what you need to hear most today. That mercy isn't just about wiping the slate clean. It's about restoring the joy you lost along the way. It's about God taking what the enemy meant for harm and weaving it into something beautiful. It's about waking up, not to a world of fear, but to a world saturated in grace. When Jeremiah wrote about God's mercies being new every morning, he wasn't writing from a place of comfort. He was standing in ruins. The city was broken. The people were lost. Yet even in that devastation, he declared, "Great is your faithfulness." How could he say that when everything looked hopeless? Because he understood something profound. Mercy isn't dependent on our circumstances. It flows from God's character. The faithfulness of God doesn't waver with the weather. It's steady as the sunrise. So even if your surroundings feel uncertain, even if the future feels foggy, mercy remains constant. You can trust it because you can trust Him. Take a moment now and whisper a prayer. Lord, thank you for this new day. Thank you for the mercy that met me before I even opened my eyes. Wash away the fears that try to follow me. Help me to walk in grace, not guilt. Help me to see your hand in every moment. Prayer like that changes the atmosphere. It turns anxiety into expectation. It turns pressure into peace. Because when you begin your day with gratitude, your heart starts to tune itself to God's rhythm, a rhythm of renewal. Maybe you have a busy schedule ahead, work, errands, family needs, appointments that pull you in a dozen directions. In all that activity, remember this truth: mercy is portable. You can take it with you. It follows you into traffic, into meetings, into moments where patience wears thin. God's mercy doesn't stay behind in your prayer time. It travels with you through the whole day. Every step you take is already cushioned by grace. You might be tempted to look at the tasks ahead and feel overwhelmed. But stop for a second. The same God who created this morning also created you for this moment. His mercy has not only forgiven your past, it has equipped your present. He doesn't give new mercy just to wipe tears. He gives it to empower your next step. That's how love works. Mercy is not weakness. It's strength restrained by compassion. It's God saying, "I see your flaws, but I choose to work through you anyway." So go into this day with quiet confidence. You don't need to carry yesterday's guilt into today's grace. If you failed, get up. If you fell short, breathe again. God is not keeping score. He's writing a new story. The pages that were smudged with regret are being rewritten in His handwriting of redemption. And what a comfort it is to know that His handwriting is permanent. Once God declares you forgiven, no one can cross it out. Once He says you're loved, no mistake can undo it. Look around you. The morning light, the gentle breeze, even the stillness before the world wakes, all of it is heaven's whisper. I'm still here. My mercy still covers you. When you feel that small spark of gratitude, nurture it. Gratitude is the key that keeps your heart open to mercy. The more you thank God for what He's done, the more aware you become of His constant presence. Say it aloud if you can. Thank you, Lord, for new mercies today. Those words have power. They shift your focus from what's missing to what's already been given. God's mercies aren't only for your mistakes, they're also for your needs. When the day grows long and your strength begins to fade, mercy becomes your renewal. When you're uncertain of your next step, mercy becomes your direction. When your heart feels weary, mercy becomes your comfort. It's not just the beginning of the day that's covered. It's every hour that follows. There will be moments today that challenge your peace. People may frustrate you. Plans may change. Unexpected things may happen. But even in those moments, mercy is waiting to meet you. You'll be surprised how many storms never grow because mercy diffuses them before they start. The older we get, the more we realize how necessary that mercy is. Life has a way of hardening us, of making us guarded, but mercy softens the soul again. It teaches us to forgive others as freely as we've been forgiven. It invites us to be patient, to respond with kindness, to see every person, even the difficult ones, as someone in need of the same grace we've received. When you live aware of mercy, you begin to notice how often God intervenes in small ways. The near miss in traffic, the encouraging text at the right time, the unexpected provision that arrives when you're running low. These aren't coincidences. They're fingerprints of a merciful God, quietly weaving care into your day. And mercy has a ripple effect. When you extend it to others, it multiplies. The same way light breaks through clouds, mercy spreads warmth wherever it's shown. Imagine how different the world would be if every believer woke up each morning determined to be a vessel of mercy. Patient with the hurried, gentle with the hurting, forgiving toward the undeserving. That's how God's character becomes visible on earth, through ordinary lives that carry extraordinary grace. Perhaps that's what today is really about. Letting God's mercy move through you, not just to you. When you walk into your workplace, your home, or even the grocery store, you become a messenger of hope without saying a word. People can feel the difference when your heart rests in peace. You don't have to preach. Your calm becomes your testimony. And yet, even as you give mercy away, you'll find that it keeps coming back. Because God's supply doesn't run dry. Like a river that never ceases, His compassion flows fresh every morning. An endless current of renewal. If you find yourself today remembering something that still hurts, a mistake, a loss, a betrayal, take it gently to God. So, oh Lord, I can't carry this anymore. And feel Him lift it. He doesn't minimize your pain, but He refuses to let it define your future. His mercy is not denial of what happened. It's His way of redeeming it. Mercy rebuilds what time tried to erode. Mercy gives you courage to love again, to trust again, to hope again. And that's why every sunrise is so precious. It's not just a new day. It's a divine reset. You might be wondering, how can I be sure that God's mercy will meet me? The answer is simple. Because it's anchored in His character, not your performance. He doesn't love you less on your worst days or more on your best. His love is constant, unwavering, like the tide that always returns. When you let that truth sink in, fear loses its voice. You stop waking up, bracing for disappointment, and instead, you start waking up expecting goodness. That's what faith looks like. Not blind optimism, but confident trust that God's mercy will show up where it's needed most. Sometimes mercy comes disguised. It might look like a closed door or a delay, or an unexpected change of plans. But in hindsight, you'll see that God's no was really mercy protecting you. You'll realize that what felt like loss was actually grace in disguise. The more you walk with Him, the more you learn that mercy doesn't always remove the storm. Sometimes it steadies you in the middle of it. Sometimes mercy is the peace that lets you sleep while the waves still crash around you. So if you're facing something today that feels beyond you, hold this truth close. Mercy is not limited by your strength. It flows out of God's heart, not your ability to deserve it. Where you are weak, His mercy is strong. Where you feel lost, His mercy finds you. Even the small act of pausing now, in this very moment, to acknowledge His presence, that's mercy. The fact that you're alive, breathing, hearing these words, that's mercy. The fact that you still have time to become who He's calling you to be, that's mercy. You see, mercy doesn't just rewrite your past. It shapes your destiny. Every act of grace God extends to you today is preparing you for tomorrow. He's not just forgiving you, He's forming you. He's teaching you how to live with hope in a world that constantly forgets it. So take heart, lift your head, look at the light filtering through your window, and remember, you're not starting from empty. You're starting from mercy. That means this day is already blessed, not because it will be easy, but because God is in it. And when you walk out your door today, let this be your quiet prayer. Lord, help me carry mercy into the world. Let me be slow to anger, quick to forgive, generous with kindness. Let me reflect the grace you've given me. As you speak those words, something shifts inside you. You stop trying to control every outcome, and you start resting in trust. You realize that whatever happens today, God's hand is already on it. Even the things that don't make sense will, in time, reveal His faithfulness. Mercy doesn't guarantee a day without challenges, but it guarantees you won't face them alone. It means that when you stumble, grace will catch you. When you run out of answers, wisdom will whisper. When you feel unseen, love will find you. And tonight, when you look back on this day, you'll see traces of mercy everywhere. In conversations that lifted your spirit, in moments that made you smile, in strength you didn't know you had. You'll realize that God was weaving beauty through every thread of your day. That's the quiet miracle of mercy. It turns ordinary mornings into sacred beginnings. It teaches you to stop fearing the dawn and start welcoming it. Because no matter what lies ahead, God's compassion will meet you there, fresh as the morning light. So before you step into this day, pause once more and whisper, "Thank you for new mercies." Say it like a declaration, not just a phrase. Let it anchor you. Let it remind you that grace isn't scarce. It's abundant, overflowing, ready for you right now. This is your invitation. To live today, not in the shadow of yesterday's failures, but in the warmth of God's steadfast love. To walk in peace, not pressure. To face every moment with the quiet confidence that mercy has gone ahead and prepared the way. You are covered, you are loved, you are renewed. So go forth and live like someone who knows that the sunrise is more than light. It's a promise. And if your heart agrees, type in the comments, "Thank you for new mercies." Then step into this day with hope, knowing that God's compassion has already written blessings into your story, and that every morning, for the rest of your life, mercy will always rise to meet you.